All right. Welcome back to JK Rants and Reviews. I'm John. This is Caleb. Today we're going to be talking about the 2013 Curse of Chucky.
Honestly, coming off a Seed of Chucky, what an improvement.
God.
And after watching Seed of Chucky for the first time in 6, 7, 8, 10 years, that was horrible, and it made me not want to continue watching the films.
Right.
But
I think everybody wrote off the franchise. I never met a person that liked Seed of Chucky, so I think by the time this came around and went straight to video, everybody's like, I'm kind of curious. It can't be worse. And yeah.
I didn't see it till it hit Netflix. I don't know.
You really waited.
Yeah, I was like, I could rent it, but... And I caught it on Netflix, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I still think it holds up. Do have a couple problems.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple.
Definitely not perfect, but it's a heck of an improvement over that piece of deuce Seed. Oh my God! That's why it's taken us a while just to get here. We took 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we took a break.
Whew, that was rough.
It was needed though. So we did X-Men. We did
Godzilla, but
we took a break from Chucky because ouch.
Well, we got to get it because the new one's coming out. We want to get geared up for it, so we're trying to get ramped back up.
And sorry, we might be a little bit late on the review for the new one because I'm gonna be out of town.
Yeah. Starting with the movie, it's nice that it just goes back to basics. You could pretty much watch this movie without watching the rest of them. It was not. Yeah, he gets delivered to this house. The mom's a bit of a jerk.
Oh my God, she is the worst mom ever. So Nika, who is the
Brad Dourif's real daughter
in real life, Fiona Dourif, she is the main character of this film besides Chucky, and the mom is over listening to her interaction with the delivery person who's delivering Chucky, who is hitting on Nika. Then the mom proceeds to tell Nika that he couldn't possibly be interested because she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
How?
True story.
Then she dies that night.
But you could tell the mom is a little off. So, not that I'm saying it's okay. I'm just saying that, that part of her is probably, the filter's
really
broken.
Mean.
It was mean.
It's really mean.
Yeah. And then she dies.
She dies that evening.
10 minutes into the movie?
Yeah. So, no sadness for me.
All right. What's funny though in this movie, and you can see it right in the beginning, first few minutes, is that in Seed of Chucky, where they try to get kind of artsy and Edward Scissorhands and Addams Family and a couple others that we noticed that they were trying to get really artsy with it, but it just didn't fit.
No.
And this one, they just tone it down and they go for more the blues, the grays, the warm colors in certain scenes, and then in some black and white, they focus on certain colors, and it works.
And majority of the film, I want to say probably 95%, takes place in the coolest house that I want to live in.
Yeah.
It's like this mansion that, it does have a little bit of that. The building itself has that Addams Family kind of look to it, but it's more creepy, Psycho factor.
Mm-hmm. And it has an elevator in the first movie where Chucky was riding it.
Yes.
So it's kind of
every
not really
time
a throwback, but it feels
every
natural.
time that elevator was used, I was like, Child's Play 1, Child's Play 1,
right.
Child's Play 1.
Right. And that leads us into the house is really cool. The mom dies, and then in the beginning they have this cool scene where Chucky's sitting in a chair, and it goes from the accident to night to morning with the cops coming, and it goes kind of full circle, and it just kind of gets geared up. But then Nika's sister comes in the house and it's we got to sell this house because we want to send Alice to private school, and they've got the priest there trying to make Nika feel bad, and so they could do it. And you can see this house is worth some money, and the sister's just trying to get some money out of it.
And it's kind of like a setup that I feel like every family has. We all know the people in our family that would, if you wound up with money, who would try and milk it out of you. And
right, the sister's there, ASAFP.
Yeah, she is there first thing, which at first you're like, oh, that's good, support. And then, bam.
Right.
Nope, she's going to die. A brutal death.
Right. And then, so there's the husband, her sister's husband, and her niece, Alice.
Yes.
And I mean, pretty good chemistry, pretty good actors for VOD. I mean, not terrible. They're not the best, but they're not bad.
Alice was actually a really good kid actress. Actually, her dynamic with her and Chucky made me feel like back in the day of Andy and Chucky. It was well scripted.
But in this one, they kind of jump it though, because when she goes to see Chucky in the shower, he like jumps out at her, and he got me. I knew it was even coming. Freaking turd.
Well, yeah, we all knew that was coming.
But you notice that when I'm a germ freak, but you notice how she flushed the toilet and didn't wash her hands?
I didn't.
Wash your hands. Public service announcement. Wash your hands. 20 seconds. Nice hard scrub. Get in between the fingernails all the way to the elbow. Right there. Especially in the public bathrooms. Don't talk to me. Do your business and wash your hands. Anyway.
I agree with hand washing, and also please don't stand in the stall next to me.
And stop hawking a loogie. Stop. What is that?
Can we talk about people who like to talk on the phone while pooping?
What?
Who are you?
Sorry, she didn't wash her hands and it bugged me the whole time. And I think that's why it got me the jump scare. I was all like freaking out, like, wash your hands. Don't touch Chucky. You won't like it.
So everybody did a really good job. I would actually have to say that my favorite character besides Chucky that always goes is actually Alice.
You mean Nika?
No.
What?
I mean Alice.
Really?
I enjoy Nika's the performance. I enjoy the character development, all of that. But Alice played scared so well. And also she did a good job of the like, whoa, but Chucky. And she showed that she was kind of nervous, but not...
Without pulling an Alex Vincent from the first movie, who was like hanging on to his words and sentences.
Yes!
Chucky wants to watch the 6 o'clock news.
This isn't like Poltergeist.
Right.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Alice, and that becomes sad for the next movie.
It's interesting because there's a lot of good interaction, a lot of guilt trip laid on Nika to go somewhere else and sell the house so they can split it, and then you come to find out that the priest is there just to put pressure on her, and she's actually trying to break up. Well, she's trying to get in with the nanny. So the dad's eyeballing the nanny first, then he flips it on its head, and you all of a sudden the mom's trying to hit on the nanny, and has actually has a relationship. For some reason.
Family drama is at the center of this, and it's really fun how Chucky picks them off one by one.
Yeah, very gruesome.
Starting with the priest.
Yeah, the table scene of the rat poison in one dish.
Yes. So you got all this chili, and you got one bowl that's been poisoned with rat poison.
Yeah, there's 6 of them. So it's like a gun barrel.
Yeah.
And then it spins around the table like, what's it called? Russian roulette?
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody eats this chili, and of course, Alice is the first one to go, this tastes funny. And I'm like, no!
It's going to be this kind of movie.
Not the kid first. Come on.
Second.
Second. Well, I mean, she deserved it.
Oh.
So, yeah, and then it turns out that Father Frank is the one who gets poisoned, and he starts to act sick, and they're like, oh, are you okay? No, I just need to go. Car crash.
More good cinematography.
And this scene, when it finally gets to the aftermath of the crash, and his head is pinned between, like, 3 different pieces of sheet metal.
Right.
And they're like, well, we need to one officer shows up and is like, we have to remove it, get him out of there. And as soon as he removes it, the head just comes lopping off. And it was like,
the blood just...
When I saw that, I was like, that scene was what made me go, okay, Child's Play is kind of back.
Right.
We're no longer playing the games that... Bride of Chucky, I love the film, but it was moving towards, like, a different light. And Seed of Chucky took it too far. This was taking it back to, like, Child's Play 1 and 2.
Right.
Like, we're doing gory crap now.
Where Chucky still he was still the star of the show, but they put in some more drama, background drama. They put in some characters you cared about somewhat. And they actually really went there with the cinematography. They really tried. I mean, and they did the same thing a couple times throughout the movie, but it looks great compared to the rest. And it was good to tone everything down.
And they also did a little bit, like, of course you could tell that it was going to be Chucky, but there was a little bit of a whodunit for a little bit, like the way that the characters interacted, watching them, like, no, they kept that element, whereas I feel like it was kind of lost in Seed of Chucky. Then again, it was really a hard watch, and I won't go back for a long time. So
Ever for this
don't
guy.
quote me on that.
I'm trying to still block it from my memory. So then you got the babysitter gets it, and she's sitting there on the laptop. She's flirting with the mom. That's the dad is right next to her.
Dad, and she gets electrocuted.
She just gets
Chucky.
fried.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some fan service in this movie. Like, she's full, like, lingerie matching, like, in shape. That girl's gorgeous. And then she doesn't even scream. Chucky kicks over the bucket that was collecting the rainwater, which that's pretty cool play on what's happening.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she just gets toasted while sitting there checking him out. And that's pretty cool.
Nanny cam. Was that next?
Yeah, that's next. She's in there with the dad. The dad says, I know about it too. And then she goes off upstairs to find Alice. And that's when Chucky gets her in the eyeball.
And the eye goes rolling down the stairs.
And squish. Yeah, that's where Chucky had some good one-liners. It's like, you have your mother's eyes.
I always hated her. Or they're always too far apart.
And stabs her right in the eye.
Yeah.
And the new look, I don't mind it. A lot of people hate the new look.
So
like, it works for this movie because of the latex over it. That's why I give it a break.
I'll give it that. I will say though, the like way that the Chucky doll's moving is way more robotic than it was,
especially down the steps.
Yeah, in a few prior entries, and I get that when your budget gets cut a little bit.
When he's sitting there like that little creepy, like when they're under the blanket, him and Alice, and she's like, "I'm scared when the lightnings go off," and he's like, "You better fucking be." I really like that scene, and I think the new look doesn't bother me because they put the latex over him to blend in as a normal Chucky doll again, which I didn't mind.
Starts coming off, you're like,
right. And then so they had some backstory that Charles Lee Ray, while he was alive, was trying to get with the mom who he kills in the beginning of this movie. And then so you see them at a birthday party, and then you see and then the dad goes missing, drowned. And then Charles kidnaps her. She gets a hold of the police somehow. Yeah. And then you can see him, like, the police are coming. He's in his outfit that he gets shot in the beginning of the first movie. So
setting up the preface for the first Child's Play. So it was nice to kind of see what happened before. Not a whole lot is given. So this wasn't by any means like prequel territory where you're like, good, 2.5 hours of explanation. This was just like a quick, maybe 5-10 minute, like, all this happened.
Right. And then
it was nice.
He's got the voodoo knife from the first movie, which I love. That's the knife you see is red, everything else is black and white, and then you see the flowers are yellow and everything else is black and white. So that's really cool. And so, yeah, you see him in the videos, you see him capture her, and then he gets shot, and then you find out that with the knife, he's the one that did this to Nika, and he ends up telling her after he's killed everybody else that he's the one that paralyzed her. And that fight scene between him and her, like in the wheelchair, like, well, at first she has to climb up the stairs and go to her other one.
I have one thing to mention here. Rewind just a little bit to where the dad, Nika, and Chucky are in the garage.
Oh, in the car?
Yeah. That is a Ford Taurus. No Ford Taurus sounds like a V8. Not a 90s Ford Taurus in this world.
It was a show.
I mean, it sounds healthy. And it shouldn't. So the fight scene between Chucky and Nika, it's a good long chunk of the film. It's not like one done over with a surprise attack. It's like they keep going. Right. And there is a surprise attack in there, but they keep going.
She gets it in the knee.
Yeah, but her look when she's like, and, yeah.
And then when she goes into the elevator and she puts her hands,
and he's like, "I'll bet you can feel that." It's like that is the menacing side of Chucky that I feel like we've been missing for a few movies.
Yeah, she gets thrown off the balcony. She gets messed up, and she just keeps staring him down and taking him out. And then the thing that I don't like. So I'm not really a huge fan of going back and telling a new story when it had nothing to do in 5 other movies, but it works for this movie for the most part. It doesn't, it flows well enough. So that's a minor nitpick, but the thing that bugs me the most is that this is the original piece back together Chucky doll from Bride of Chucky, from Seed of Chucky, because he's got the stitches and everything. So unless he like removed his head and put it on another Chucky doll lower half recently, when she stabs him and the foam comes out and that stuff, that should be blood.
It's fluff.
I don't understand how they...
And she knocks his head off and it literally is just like a doll head. There's definitely some issues there with the fluff to blood to I don't understand.
And it doesn't get better in the next movie. I think this one, for whatever reason, like it left enough open to where you were like, well, maybe I'll figure it out in the next movie. You don't.
No, you don't.
But so then at the end, the cop comes in, stops Nika, thinks she's the killer. She goes on trial and is declared insane because she's really acting insane.
Yeah.
And then, so she was saying that she was laughing at Chucky as she's getting dragged away, like, haha, I'm still alive. And she told him earlier, like, you must have a completion thing because you let Andy live.
Yeah.
And that was probably... Sorry. That was probably one of the best parts of this movie was Alex Vincent coming back in the post-credit scene at the end of the movie.
Wait. There's another part of the end credits. He gets mailed to... Alice
first,
and kills the nanny or grandma or whatever, and then is like, we're gonna have fun. And then all of a sudden, after the credits, we are back to Alex Vincent, and the funniest, most beautiful scene of all. Yeah. Like, he's not taking no... He knows.
It had a nice little pan over, too, of like him and his mom in the military school, and like that was a nice little, real quick catch-up.
Yeah, and then Chucky slowly opens the box while he's on the phone with his mom, and then as soon as he pops his head out, he's like, wait, Andy, we can talk about this, and he shoots him dead in the head. Boom! Yeah.
Well, it's cool, too, because with his mom, he's talking to his mom, he says, is Mike? Yeah, the police officer. So his mom ended up with the police officer, which is cool. I mean, I love that actor.
Yeah, that brought us back to maybe they will come back for the TV show.
Right. Or, I mean, if anything, at least somebody got a happy ending. At least his mom, who ended up in the insane asylum, ended up getting out and having hopefully a happy ending anyway.
Because we get another surprise return in the next one.
Okay, so what would you rank it? What would you rate it?
So, I feel like all of the Child's Play movies have been ranked fairly high except for Seed. This was a great film to come off of Seed from. I am going to have to give it a 7. It missed on a few markers, like I have problems with the fluff, I have a few problems with some of the animatronics, but overall it is an enjoyable film, and it is one of the Child's Play films that I have no problems popping in the background or to actually sit down and watch. So 7.
Yeah. It's the only one I don't own, and it makes me sad. This one's interesting because it has a different feel compared to all the rest of them. Colt has a little bit of cinematography and stuff like that that's similar, but it's a breath of fresh air, and it's, like I said, it's very different. I enjoy it a lot. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. 7.5. It's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it doesn't have like the rewatchability of Bride, and it doesn't have like the sheer epic awesomeness of 2, but it's better than 3. It's probably more enjoyable than 1. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get there later. But anyway, I'd say 7.5 for me. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned because we've got the next one. We've got Cult of Chucky coming up. Probably. So yeah, stick with us. Make sure and like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Like you better fucking be. Make sure to hit the notification button so you can get some more R&R. Till next time, JK out.